Hey everybody, it's Chad, Nobody Else's Auto. We're going to check out some more cool new inventory today, a trade-in Nash. But before we get to the Nash, be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out the channel, Nobody Show. We got a lot of cool old iron around here, and you don't want to miss any of it. So hit that subscribe button, check out some of the other videos, check out some of the more cool old iron we've got sitting around here. We've had a lot of great stuff coming in, so we've got a lot of cool videos coming up. Studebaker bullet nose, turbo Buick, some cool Ford stuff, Torino Cyclone, some cool Ford trucks, even a Rio Speedwagon. So we've had a lot of great stuff hitting the ground, so click that subscribe button because you don't want to miss any of it. But anyway, this little Nash, yes, believe it or not, this is a trade-in. And I have a lot of guys that call me and ask about this. They'll be needing parts for their project, and they'll say, hey, I've got this car, or my uncle's got this car he wants to get rid of, or my neighbor's got this car, are you interested in it? If it's something that has parts on it I can sell, yeah. So our good friend Rico actually traded this one in. Now, a while back, Rico bought the Studebaker bullet nose convertible that we had here, and he's gonna build that car. We needed some more parts for the Studebaker, and he called me up and said, hey, a guy I know called me, and he just bought this Nash that was heading to the crusher. So he asked me if I wanted it. So I bought it from him, but I don't really need it, have any use for it. Can I bring it out? I'm just gonna trade it in because I need a few more pieces for that Studebaker convertible. Sure, not a problem. So yes, that does happen fairly regularly, and it works out great because there again, if as long as it's got pieces on it that I can sell, it's just more inventory for me. And just like this little Nash here, it would be flat by now if Rico hadn't grabbed it, brought it out here, and did some trading with it. So this particular 54 Nash, it's rough, don't get me wrong. It's just a parts car, but so there are some unique things about it. We can see here on the side, it is a Statesman Super. And as we've been doing on a lot of these videos, I have a sales brochure for this car. This massive sales literature collection that I recently acquired has taught us a lot about cars. It's a little breezy today, but let's check out something about this 54 Nash. Before we get to the sales brochure though, check this out. This actually came with the car. The owner's manual was still there. This is the original owner's manual out of this 54 Nash Statesman with, check out all these maintenance records. Going clear back to 1954. September of 1954, October, up to 1955, 57, 58. Overhauled the engine in 57. Check that stuff out. Pretty cool information in here. And some pretty cool history on this exact car. Another interesting thing that came with this car, the original title. Yes, it even had the original title. And it is dated, right here we can see, September 1st of 54. So, kind of crazy that this stuff is still with this car 70 plus years later. But anyway, let's see what we can see on this sales brochure, even though we're going to have to fight some of the breeze. The new 1954 Nash Air Flights, the Ambassador, our Statesman, and the Smart Compact Rambler series. And this is a fold-out brochure, so let's see what this is going to tell us. Now, enjoy a whole new way of life on wheels. Lots of color illustrations. This thing looks sharp. And this folds out one more time. I don't know how well we're going to be able to see this, but check this out. Look at all the brochure, all the illustrations, all the color. Look, check this out, the 54 dual power flight engine. A lot of cool stuff. These brochures have been amazing and really has helped us learn a lot more about these cars as we're checking them out. So let's get that put back here out of the wind and take a look at this actual 54 Nash. Now, like I said, this car's, it's rough. It's a parts car, it's rusty, it's not complete. It's been banged up, it's missing a few bits and pieces here and there. But there again, are these the most popular cars in the world? No. But because they're not the most popular cars in the world, a lot of them never got saved. They just went straight to the shredder. Nobody cares about a Nash. Flatten it, goes to the shredder, and now they're tin cans. But this one didn't get smashed. We've actually got a 53 sitting next to this one that didn't get smashed, that we got off of an old farmstead. So we've got a few of these around, and there again, they're not the most popular cars out there, but when somebody needs parts for them, if there's none left, it makes it hard to keep the ones going that are still out there. So this particular car, we can see it's kind of banged up on the sides. It's missing a few pieces of trim. Inside, the dash and everything is all pretty much there, just it's rough. Car's been sitting for years. Floors are rusty. So it's just there again. Like I said, it's a parts car. But if you need knickknacks for these things, there just isn't a lot of them out there that get pieces for. One interesting thing about the Nash that I always thought was kind of cool was these aluminum window frames they utilized back in this era. Obviously Nash Kelvinator, refrigerators, things like that, it almost kind of gives you that feel. But that was unique, you know, that kind of stood out. I always thought that really made a Nash of this era stand out differently than, you know, if they did have trim here, it was a steel frame that was wrapped with stainless typically, or just had a piece of stainless slapped on it. But these were actually aluminum frames that Nash was using at that time. Obviously aluminum today, very common in vehicle production, but not quite so much back then. They used it here and there, but not quite so much as we see today. We work our way around the back of this Nash, and obviously I think this was back in the trees because the way it looks before Rico got it. Something fell on it back here, smashed the deck lid, broke the back window. We can see where it hit the molding back here and the quarter panel. So it definitely has suffered some damage. Trunk lid's rusted out anyway. But taillights are here, bumpers here, the Nash on the back is here. Our air flight is missing, but we can definitely tell where it was at. I don't know if there's anything in the trunk or not. Big hole. Kind of gives you an idea of, of the rust in this car, because there's kind of like half the trunk is like non-existent. Over here on this side, you see the back of the other Nash here, and we can actually kind of compare and contrast a little bit here. We've got some extra Nash bumpers up here. But when this back window got broke, it actually did not get this corner window. We can look at this 53 and we can see how this three-piece window was configured, even with trim dividing them up here. And obviously we see one piece that did survive over here on this particular Nash. Oh, check it out. Still got a couple of hubcaps in here. Whoa, the other one fell through the floor. Let's just reach down here and grab it. So we got a couple of the original caps. What else is in here? Park lights are in here. And hey, believe it or not, the back window is in here. It actually knocked it down in the car, but it's still there. So there's our back window, just like we got here. So this actually broken glass, all we're seeing, it was this particular corner window is the only one that didn't make it. Here's one of our dividers, just like would have gone right there. Has some impact damage, so that probably was off the side that took the hit. But kind of gives us a little better idea as to what we're looking at there. Some of the other trim still in here. So a few more bits and pieces in this car than what actually we can see from the outside. Another interesting thing about Nashes of this era, these door handles, the actual handle didn't move. You just pulled up on the bottom of them. Kind of interesting. Up front, this Nash really, these are not too bad looking front ends. You know, the 53's got more of an in-your-face grill. The 54 has more of a narrower grill with a surround molding. Probably about the same opening, but they kind of narrowed the actual grill itself up on the 54. Another thing about Nash's of this era is they had some of the absolute best hood ornaments of the era. And there's some great hood ornaments out there from the 40s and 50s, don't get me wrong. But the flying ladies that the Nashes used, and this one does have some pitting in it, but just a great hood ornament that with the lady leaning on the wings. I thought they just did an amazing job with that hood ornament. But one other thing we haven't looked at yet, we did see it in the sales brochure. Let's see what's under the hood of this particular Nash. And check that out. There it is. Dual carbs. This Flathead 6 actually has dual carbs on it. Now, this thing is really unique. These don't have a separate intake manifold, which is kind of odd, and you're probably sitting there wondering, how can it not have an intake manifold? Believe it or not, we can see it from over on this side over here. These carburetors are actually bolted to the head. I mean, we've got the flathead here, and it looks like, I believe that's an aluminum cylinder head, and the carbs literally bolt directly to the head. So let's take a little bit better look at this thing, because this is a weird duck. I've never seen one of these. So here we've got, okay, here's our throttle linkage where we come out of the firewall. It goes over here to this linkage where it's mounted up there, then comes up to this carb. So we're coming from the firewall up to this carb, and then the carbs are tied together right here. Huh, quite a deal. So that little flathead 6-cylinder, aluminum head, dual carbs. There again, some stuff where, you know, Nash was probably ahead of their time, really. You know, obviously multiple carburation became fairly commonplace by the 60s, especially in performance models. But this is a unique little dude. So even though a lot of people don't give Nash the respect they probably deserve, and the cars aren't that popular, they don't bring a ton of money, but they are super unique. And what I like about them is the uniqueness of them, just like this carburetor setup, and the fact you don't see them that often. They're different. So, you know, you go to a car show, then there's lots of Chevy pickups and there's lots of Camaros and things like that. But Nashes are just different. And when you look at some of these features that we've studied on these, even things like the door handles, there were so many cool things that they were doing back in that era that a lot of people today don't even think about. And then we open the hood and see dual carbs on an aluminum head. You know, at this point, by 1954, a lot of the performance manufacturers, they were making this stuff for flathead Fords and things like that. You could get dual carb manifolds, but, you know, Chevy didn't offer them, Ford didn't offer them. You know, it was all aftermarket stuff. But Nash, you could get it, stock. Order it just that way, brand new. So kind of some interesting things, but that's what's great about these sales brochures and studying some of these cars that are a little bit different, a little outside the box. And that's why, to me, I think they're kind of cool. So fortunately, even though this Nash is rough and we see has basically no trunk left in it and not much left for floor pans, and it's rough and it's rusty, at least it's not flat, because that was the other alternative. That hood ornament, the dual carbs, all that cool stuff, gone forever once they're flat. So anyway, it's here, sitting here with the other Nash. We've got a few other Nashes around here. We'll get them all moved together here one of these days. But thought it was a cool little car that Rico brought out to trade in on some Studebaker stuff. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the Nash. Like I said earlier, be sure to check out the channel. Take a look at some of these other couple thousand cars and trucks we've got here on the ground at Nobody Else's Auto. Hit that subscribe button, start hanging out with us. We do a lot of cool live stuff on here too. You don't want to miss any of that. And as always, if you've got any questions, just give me a call. 620-786-4428 is my number. Give me a call, having a short conversation about your project and what you're looking for, year, make, model, body style, the parts you need. All that stuff is critical. I've got 20 acres here with a couple thousand cars and trucks on it. So getting as much of that information from you as I can is super important. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the little Statesman Super. Kind of a neat little car. I thought it was cool. I hope you did too. Thanks for hanging out with us and checking it out. Stay tuned, a lot more cool stuff coming up. Thanks for watching the video and checking out the Nash with us. We sure hope to see you soon on the next one.